Two, three, four.
Hi, we're Parcels and we're editor-in-chief of Clique.
Nice!
Bonjour, I'm Jules. To start off, I click on the Blues Brothers. It was a movie that I watched with my dad when I was 6 years old. I watched it every day, no joke, every day. The favourite scene, oh, that's so hard. It's all so good. But I guess the intro when all the gates are opening. And they're seeing each other for the first time in a very long time. I click on Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas Flood.
Wow, it's flooding down in Texas. All of the telephone lines are down.
As a guitarist, that was such an influence for me. His playing is just beautiful. Also, I click on Jimi Hendrix, All Along the Watchtower.
Who knew that life was but a joke? But you and I, we've been through that.
My middle name's Hendrix, and my mum and father really liked Jimi Hendrix growing up. They were hippies, and I watched him every day as a kid, just idolizing him, and yeah. I click on Dean Brown. It's just a guitarist, but he got a whole bunch of session musicians in, and it's just instrumental. It introduced me to the just pure funk, just total, I don't know, just the funk, you know? And then that brought me to clicking on Mahavishnu Orchestra, You Know, You Know. It's like the song of my life. I listen to that every day. It's like one of those songs that you can just listen to every day.
I'm Anatole. The first thing I click on is this series from like the late 50s or early 60s, I don't know. It's called the Twilight Zone.
You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination.
It's all in black and white, and it's kind of got this like thriller, it's not really horror, but it's kind of freaky vibe to it. I remember being obsessed with just the opening credits.
Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
The second thing I click on is this record by Bon Voyage organisation. It's their first EP. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it on camera, but it's like Xingye. It's like a disco kind of funk record, but it's got this like Chinese woman. It's like they've sampled this Chinese woman talking throughout the whole thing, and the front cover's got like the Chinese writing and. It's a really cool record. My favourite song ever is probably Rosanna by Toto. It sums up like inspired 80s rock and roll. It's a classic. We played in the van all the time. The whole album, like you should start at number one and wait till you get to the end because it gets better and better. It's got like a...
Bonjour, I'm Noah. I'm the bass player from Parcels. The first thing I'd click on would be Another Side of Bob Dylan.
I ain't looking to compete with you, beat or cheat or mistreat you.
And also Joni Mitchell's album Blue.
Oh, let me sail away. Hey, blue.
My dad was a huge Bob Dylan fan, and my mum was a huge Joni Mitchell fan. And so there was always like this playful kind of battle in my house to play Bob Dylan or play Joni Mitchell. And so I would always have those like kind of, or like those two artists, and particularly those two albums playing in the house. Like it was kind of like a battle to who was gonna get which album they wanted to play. I would click on like 1999, Joey Badass.
Back to the chapter. Mama told me follow dreams, you never had to ask her to. So that's what I do, became an MC master. Since then it's been a disaster for you and your favorite rapper.
When I first got my license and I had my car, I would put on this like Joey Badass album, and it was like this total sense of freedom. I'd be like driving to go have a surf or something with that album on and feeling like I was a grown-up when I wasn't. Rap artists that I like, Tribe.
Oh, trendsetter, I know my shit's cold. Handsetter, because I ain't so bold. But yeah, all you black folks, you must go.
De La Soul.
Hey, how you doing? Sorry I can't get through. What's your name and your number, and I'll get back to you.
So I like this smooth kind of Rhodes, jazzy kind of rap.
Hey, how are you doing? Sorry I can't get through. What's your name and your number, and I'll get back to you.
Click on Riding with Giants.
They were the pioneers, not only of riding big waves, but of the culture of surfing. They were the astronauts of their era.
No watch, no money, just shorts and a t-shirt.
It's all about living life to the fullest.
Living that life, what a remarkable time that must have been.
Which is like this documentary actually about the surf culture in the 60s and about big wave riding. It really like conjured up huge images for me because of the 60s surf style. Is something that really we're kind of bringing into the band as well. These guys sleeping on the beach and kind of disregarding modern society and doing their own thing, and I was really into at the time.
My name's Louis from Parcels. Firstly, I click on String Bean. It's really cool. It's like we used to just watch videos of him and laugh because he wore like pajamas that were way too big for him and would sing these songs about like catching rabbits and playing like really terrible banjo. It was just so much fun. I remember watching The Shining when I was quite young. It's the first movie that really captured me, and I was just drawn in the whole time. Even though nothing happens for the entire movie, the suspense keeps you locked there, and that feeling is something, yeah. Twin Peaks is really cool. It's not really horror, it's more like a mystery. It's creepy. I'd click on David Lynch for sure. I'm actually quite, like, I know that there's lots of huge David Lynch fans. Like, he's definitely just got a whole aesthetic around him and a really strong eye that he keeps consistent through everything he does. Bonjour, my name is Patrick from Parcels. I'm going to click on 12 Angry Men.
On the point of that knife, a man's life is at stake.
I'm just saying it's possible.
And I say it's not possible.
And it's just 12 jury members like discussing the fate of a prosecuted man, and throughout the film one of the jury members manages to slowly convince every other member that he's not guilty, but it's really interesting, the dialogue and the way he does it.
Watch them and pray, for someday you may become one of them.
The Exam.
Begin.
It's not about the answer, it's about the question.
What is the question? We've got 74 minutes left to figure that out.
It's a really mysterious game where all these people are in one room. It's got this mysterious kind of creepy feel to it. But because it's in one room, it's not so much about the dialogue, but also about the strange situation of it, the exam. And there's the room.
I guess they still can't hear us. Do you remember how Alice wasn't always in Wonderland?
She fell down, 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 deep in a hole.
Right, well, I wasn't always in room. I'm like Alice. Now we've got a chance.
I'm scared.
I know.
Also got this kind of creepy feel of this little girl who's grown up just in one room with her mother. That's really interesting. Musically, I click on old classic folk and country music. Fox on the Run by the Country Gentlemen.
Like a fox on the run.
Gillian Welsh and Dave Rawlings, Down Along the Dixie Line.
I spent my childhood walking the wildwood down along the Dixie line.
Neil Young, yeah, of course.
See the lonely boy out on the weekend, trying to make it pay.
We saw Neil Young in Berlin recently, and he's still amazing, God bless. I got really inspired the other night listening to an Australian folk artist called Geordie Lane, and he's got a song called I Could Die Looking at You.
I could die looking at you. I could die looking at you.
Which is just like a kind of love song, but it's really touching. But yeah, just the sound of simple folk is the sound of my life, I guess.